Hello, 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 everybody. And here we are once again playing Orchard, our grim, dark, family friendly, totally horrible, insane, lovable game with a full cast of awesome people here that you can kind of see on screen. And yeah, super happy to be back. If you saw last session, I hold your hand and I'm with you. I'm ready to take this journey. I bought my ticket for the ride, and my hands are in the air just to experience it all. Uh, hands are off the reins. And yeah, so hope everyone is doing great and is happy to bring Serafina back into this hot mess that is the fucking localized terrorism. Somehow you are the baddest people now in the Drow City.
Yeah, but the Drow are pretty bad people.
Yeah. I mean, good, bad. It's all relative.
I mean, you did explode like 100 people in a fiery death.
Most of them weren't. They were there to buy slaves.
That's
Okay,
true. That is
So,
true.
I mean, the
only
slaves are the
victims
true.
Were the slaves that
The
we
slaves are the true victims
True.
here.
You also killed the slaves as well. You were neutral in your fiery destruction.
We're just like a force of nature. Is more
Christ,
what we
We
are.
are a force of nature.
We kill indiscriminately.
Our group should just be called God's Wrath.
God. So yeah, that happened. I am of course ProStar, the DM for today, and what a day this will be. And yeah. Why don't we just get into the recap and let's just get right into it.
All right. I will be the expert recapper today. I remember everything like it was yesterday. Mostly. Let's see. It started out really kind of like hopeful and bright and shiny. We were all at the inn. Neil was there with his best friend Jeff. We were all having a good time.
Fuck Jeff.
Getting ready for our Grandois adventure to Kieran's mommy. And it was a beautiful night and so full of hope. Neil went to get drinks with Jeff. Serafina was talking to her sword quietly in the bedroom, and Kieran was taking a very nice drunk bubble bath. When Sayali decided it was time to walk Atog, everyone's favorite pet companion in this game, where she discovered Serafina's extra baggage, a man who saw her kill the slave master a few episodes ago, and he said it was time to cash in the one she owed, which was to kill the flesh peddler, this scary bird creature who peddled flesh. He was a slave master, a big bad jerk face who was selling some important folks like Elizabeth. Yeah, he's the worst. People like Elizabeth Warren, our old field master 30 years ago in her time.
Elizabeth Law. You keep saying Elizabeth Law.
I don't know why Warren is now her name, but the law also works as well. I mean, it really just depends on who's telling the recap.
It's true.
But we decided that we were going to go to the Chattel District and take care of this little problem. Sally climbed the roof in preparation to assassinate from above, while she tasked the rest of the party in creating a distraction. Neil came up with the wonderful idea of finding something flammable to blow up to cause a distraction, when Kieran then discovered the most explosive material we have ever seen in probably all of Dungeons and Dragons.
In my defense, we didn't know how blowy uppy it was.
Which could mean a lot of things. I mean, hairspray is flammable, but I don't think it could kill 100 people. This, on the other hand, Kieran, after many failed attempts of a flaming arrow, just threw a big flaming cloth in there, or a torch or something else. Maybe it was incense. Was that what it was?
It was incense. It was whatever I could find. It was just like...
causing a huge KY explosion. killing everyone instantly, pretty much, except for the party members. Sayali did shoot a very good arrow. It did over like 100 damage. It was really cool. Just kind of put that in there. After the explosion and everyone pretty much died, Sayali thought it would be in her best interest to fly away and then get a nat 1 on a stealth check. While everyone else fought a bunch of scary monsters, Neil decided that he was going to become Indiana Jones and swing onto a Calavdra's cart to run away. Kieran and Seraphina were nabbed, but Kieran took a deal with the devil, his sweet, sweet mommy, to be saved. And Seraphina is being dragged to her judgment. And I don't know where the dog is, but we can't go back to the foreigners district because they all saw me.
Two key things to remember, Seraphina. Kieran did try to get you and Neil to run away. And he also tried to get his mom to save you as well. Just so you remember, just for your own.
I can't believe your mom did me dirty like that.
Right? Right?
Our date is gonna be so awkward later.
I mean, no one knows that because it was in
no
it was
one
in
knows.
Kira's head. So.
This is for you, the player, to know. Just to remember.
It just makes you a hot, dangerous mom even hotter. She's so untamable. Anyway, so that is what happened. Feel free to take inspiration there, Sayeli, which you can use to roll advantage. So yes, with all that happening and all that good jazz, why don't we just get straight into it, shall we? Explosion racks the Chateau district in Vault. So much so that the luminous crystals that illuminate the entire Vault of the Drow shake. The cavern rumbles. There is a crater in the Chateau district now where the auction house is. A large crater where a mass explosion happened. Everyone is dead who was observing the auction, the auctioneer, the slaves, the 100 of people who were watching, who also had their slaves, noble people, foreigners, dignitaries, ambassadors, all dead, apart from Calavdra, who was there, with a member of House Tomater and Prince. They were able to escape the blast with a very hasty spell by Calavdra, shielding them from the explosion. They were able to get into their carriage and move away. And that carriage escape is where we are going to kick this off. We see inside the carriage as Prince and the Calavdra and the matron of Tomater sit. Prince looks towards his matron and the Calavdra. What was that? That chaos or explosion? Is it some kind of incursion? Some kind of uprising? And the Calavdra looks to a worried Prince and a mottled but obviously worried matron of House Tomater, and simply says, calm yourselves, both of you. You're fine. And the guards will be able to apprehend those involved. Those stupid interlopers will not leave the vault alive. There are hundreds of eyes everywhere. And they obviously were wearing those green cloaks, so either they were dressed as foreigners, or they weren't smart enough to hide their identities. They'd be able to easily be traced back. And as we hear the large lizard like moving through not the crowd, but just the auction area. We hear the foot of its feet just like smashing against the ground. We hear it growling as we just see like swinging randomly in the air, and we hear a thud inside the carriage as the Galadriel goes, "What the devil was that?" And goes to look out, and as she looks out the window, we see Neil on top. Neil, roll me initiative.
Okay. I got 10.
Awesome. Oh, oh great, my Roll20 decided to restart itself. So as this is
Oh, Neil got a 20 in initiative. I guess you can't see it because Roll20 restarted, but
I mean, yeah, I have two browsers open, but thank you for your for your honesty.
yeah, just wanted to let you know.
I got a 20.
Oh my god, I got a 30. You can't see it
Whoa.
because my thing refreshed, but oh man.
30.
You guys. So as this is happening, and Glav just sees you as she is like leaning out. She looks towards you. Let's wait for my Roll20 to reload real quick. And she basically like I say, I rolled accidentally on the GM initiative because it restarted. She looks towards you and she gets out this like ball, this like a metal spherical ball that she has, and she looks towards you. She just says, "Well, let's deal with this, shall we?" And she throws it at you. Let's see here. I'm gonna roll for her. Give me 1 second. Wait for Roll22. Magic items give her advantage on attack rolls.
What? Oh!
Wow.
Thank you, Roll20.
So as she throws this like metallic ball at you, and it passes you. You dodge out of the way as the cart stumbles on like a rock. The ball gets thrown past you. As it gets thrown past you, it like whirls around and comes back like to her hand. Seems to be like magically enchanted to her. She's going to use her second attack to throw it again.
No.
22. As this metallic spherical ball like shoots past you and rolls around, like she catches it again, she throws it a second time. She just goes, "Oh, you're more live than I figured you would be." And it hits you, and as this thing comes towards you, you go to dodge out of the way again, like deftly, as we know you're skilled to do. We see this ball just like open up into a large like metal sphere of like turning rings, and as these rings spin and turn, they all like wrap around you, and you are considered restrained, as this is a Belliard's ball of binding, and you're on like top, and like you tumble and you fall down onto the ground, and we just see the carriage stop, and she gets out, and it's your turn. You are considered restrained, and if you want to get out, you will have to do a strength check, not a save, a check. You can't really cast spells because you don't have the full range of motion of your hands.
All right, strength check.
Yep.
I mean, I do have a 16 strength, giving me a +3 bonus, so I got that going for me. Are you ready? Wait, no, strength save or strength check?
Check. Not a save.
A 15. That's pretty good.
No, not enough. And I need to add it to the thing again.
Thought it was pretty good though. I will heroically try to burst from my bonds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like put her like there and just put it on top because it's her turn now. So as you're bound by this and you're trying to get away, she just comes over to you, and she just goes, my, what a interesting capture. You're wearing the green cloak. Interesting. And at this point, Prince has come out and like he sees you because you didn't wear your mask, and you see him. Or were you wearing your mask? I can't remember.
I was, but I actually wanted to take it off because it doesn't look cool.
Okay, so you would have taken it off then.
I can't picture my character swinging on a rope onto a moving vehicle wearing that freaking bunny mask. It would just ruin the whole cutscene.
So we see you grab the rope, and as we see you start to swing, we see you rip off the mask like Action Man style. And you throw it to the ground.
I can't wear that.
Okay, cool. Even better. I love it. Yeah. So she comes over to you, and she comes to attack you. Let's see here. Now I know you don't have a lot of health from last session.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why.
I don't know how much because it's not in your character sheet. But she is going to.
I think I had taken, I wrote it down here, 97 points. So I have right now 67 left.
Let's see. She is going to cast a spell on you. And then like you see her guards coming out of the carriageway, and she just says to you, you can either die here, or, and she gets like really close to your face, and she kind of like whispers, she just kind of says, or you can take an offer.
What's the offer?
Do you wish to take it?
What's the offer?
She kind of like stands up and just kind of goes, knock him out, will you? And her drow guards kind of come round, and we're gonna just put them on her turn, and they basically like start attacking you, and they basically knock you out. And then we just see you being dragged into the carriage, and we see you kind of like heading away, but we see you heading away up into like the noble district, where like most foreigners don't normally go, and we see you going there, and that's where that goes black. And as that goes black, we see the events of everyone else happen. We see Kieran disappear. We see Sayele unconscious and bound with chains and being dragged towards the courthouse. And then we see Seraphina, being dragged towards the courthouse. And then we see Sayele. You've gotten away from the guards who were looking towards you, try and find you. You'd walk into the shadows as you had tried to make your way back into the foreign district, and I believe you had changed yourself to look like a half-drow, like a disheveled, nondescript half-drow, so you wouldn't be bothered. And we see you walking through an alleyway as the scene kind of emerges, and then we would see the title screen kind of come up. What do we see you doing? Where are you going?
So, I need kind of like a map in my mind. Where is the Shadow District in relation to the not only Outcast, but also the District of the Undead.
So the Child District is basically in the. Give me 1 second, and I can accurately tell you that. Give me. So the Chateau District is in the western side. You had flown all the way over to the Artisan District, the Merchant District, and then you made your way back to the Foreign District, to where you then hid yourself. To make your way back to the District of the Dead, or the Outcast District, you're going to have to pass through, avoiding the Chateau District, through the Savage District, back to the east. So you went all the way to the east. You have to make your way back to the west. So this has like been taking you like 30 minutes, going from Artisan District to the Foreign District, because of how the spacing has been from where we were going. So
I'm debating whether or not it'd be more useful for me to go, and this would be something she's thinking in her head, like, would it be smarter for me to go to the Outcast District and try to find those people? Should I try to go to the Undead District because we know someone who's there, good or bad? What do I do? What do I do? And as she's making her way towards, I guess, the Savage District, then I think she'll probably make the decision to find Kieran's mom to let her know that her son's been captured. And I know that he hates her, but I'm sure she'd want to save her son.
okay, so you're going to try and go to the so my Roll20 just keeps like refreshing for some reason. You're going to go to the District of the Dead?
Sure.
So
I feel like in her mind that would be the smartest place to go without allies.
Okay, so that's going to take you a while, because you're going to you're moving out of the Foreign District to the Savage District to the District of the Dead. So it's probably going to take you about an hour 15 just to get there.
That's fine. I'm gonna burn another spell slot to re-up my alter self to kind of maintain the fact that I don't want to look like Sayeli while I'm walking this way.
Mm-hmm. Run me a stealth check as you do this. What did you get?
17.
Okay.
Which is frustrating with a +10, but it's okay.
Yeah, so you are making your way to why does this keep doing that? I want to load it into Roll20. Okay, whatever. So you're making your way to the to the Savage District, and all the while you are seeing drow heavy guards, female, all clad in like spider like heavy like armor, walking around, grabbing any of the foreign visitors who they don't know or who are like of higher station, and they're questioning them. They're going around and just grabbing people and putting them into groups or pens, or just people who are of a lower station, and they're just like carting them off to like a mass point to do like a mass questioning. You see stores start closing up. You see people speaking about closing the main gates, not letting any more visitors in, not letting anybody out, doing a complete lockdown of the vault. Roll a perception check as well, because you might catch some other information.
It's my number of the day, 17.
Nice. So you start hearing as well that some guards are saying that they should do like a full death sweep. They have a few garbs of clothing. They should send that with the ghouls. They should send a full death march throughout the vault and have them hunt down the perpetrators. So that's been like speaking and discussing. Some people are debating that, some people aren't agreeing with it, but that's definitely like what some of the guards are talking about. And you start making your way towards the the city of the district of the dead. As this is happening, also want to give everyone this. So there you go. You have to keep asking me like where stuff is.
Hey.
So as you're making your way to district of the dead, someone bumps into you. It's like a small child. And they just say, meeting. And then they like run off. And then you see them bump into some other like homeless person.
So they're just running around looking like just crashing into people?
Yeah, it was like a homeless. It was like a small like drow child. And they were bumping into people, and like they spoke in like a hushed tone, and they just said those words, meeting, and then they kind of like walked away from you, and they seemed to bump into someone else who looks homeless.
Yeah, okay. She's gonna like grit her teeth and kind of like squint her fake eyes. She's debating whether she should follow the child or not. Ooh, stop giving me these things. I
Do
should've been
it.
doing
Follow
yeah.
the child.
Well,
What could go wrong?
Where does the homeless person go? Do they follow the child, or do they go into a direction where a meeting would be?
They don't follow the child. They seem to kind of look around, and then they go like to walk towards an alleyway. That
All right. So
would probably lead to the outcast district.
I'll follow
Who, the man or the child?
the man. I'm assuming the man is where the meeting is.
Okay, you start following him. Roll me another stealth check. Not sure. I'm guessing. Or are you doing this stealthily, or are you just gonna be blatant about it?
I mean, I'm not trying to be too sneaky about it. I'm not like right up his back, but I'm not. I'm just going in his direction towards the to the outcast district.
Okay, so you don't care if your awareness is known on that. Yeah. Okay, so you start making your way there, and as you start making your way and you start looping downwards, and you start going past, you know that this is going to take you past the District of the Dead, so you're going to have a choice if you want to change your route. But as you're moving forward, we see the camera swipe. As the camera swipes, we see an unconscious Seraphina. It's been, as I said, like almost 2 hours now, just like in time wise, and we see you unconscious in a cell. You're wearing just like you're like a tunic basically, just like, you know, your underclothes. Your gear is gone. You have like these like thick shackles on, like that are fixed to the wall, and you're in this like dark cell. And you wake up.
What would I feasibly remember? Like, how hard was I hit? Am I gonna wake up and be completely confused, or am I gonna wake up and remember?
No, you remember like fighting,
Okay.
like a group of like drow guards, and then like being knocked unconscious. Like you remember like Neil like swinging past you, trying to like grab out towards you, but like a drow guard was like tackling you before you like he get the chance, and like, you know, fighting you and knocking you out. You remember the whole thing.
Okay. I'll look around the cell. Is it just me?
One perception check. And it's like 20-foot room, and it's completely dark. Like there's no light at all, apart from just like one green luminescent light in the hallway. Roll me disadvantage because it's because you don't have dark sight and you're a human. Okay. You don't see anyone. You can barely see like 5 feet past your face. You just hear noises.
Where's the light you said? It's like in front of me.
Yeah, so it's like there's like bars, and then it's like there's a hallway, and there's like this green luminescent like light coming from it out there.
Okay. What do I hear?
You hear guards outside, you hear chairs moving, you hear the grunts and like moans or like wailing of the prisoners.
Okay. Okay. I will cast a light. I guess just on my shackles, since they have to be on something.
Okay, as you like go to roll the incantation, you see your shackles start to light up. I need you to roll me a Constitution save.
Oh man, what? Do I have disadvantage?
No.
A Constitution save?
Mm-hmm. You feel this like spark hit you, like it shocks your fingers, and you stop casting, and you know that if you were to like try and cast a spell, that these manacles are like obviously enchanted to like halt spellcasters.
Wow. Okay. That is incredible. I'm just putting in my notes right now that they are being incredibly disrespectful to me as their guest. And I will be leaving a bad Yelp review.
Didn't even give me breakfast.
Okay. Can I stand up or am I shackled to the ground?
You can stand up like wobbly. You realize you got shackles on your feet as well, like heavy.
Am I all shackled together, like wrist to wrist with a chain leading to my feet, or okay?
Yes.
Hogtied style.
Basically, yeah. But you have enough like width where you can like move and stuff.
Okay. Then I think I'm gonna stay on the ground, like in a defensive squat. And I will not whisper, but like not say at a normal volume, just like, hello, is anyone near me? What is that?
You hear like a fart come out.
A fart?
Yeah, like in the room.
Who just farted?
Sorry, it's the beats they give here.
You couldn't say hello, but you could fart when I asked if there was anyone in here?
I was asleep. A fart startled me awake.
Oh. Well, hello. Good morning.
And you can't really see the person. You can just kind of see their feet, just like in the room. Because they seem to be like up against like the wall. But they have like human shaped feet, like human skin tone.
What is your name? You with the human feet.
You may call me human feet. No. He says, I've been here so long it doesn't even bother remembering. But I guess you could just call me Archie.
How long have you been here for?
80 years.
80 years? And what was your crime, Archie?
Oh, I bumped into a drow matriarch and spilled Luma's wine on their dress. They was exorbitantly apologetic, but they took a great offense. I guess the times were different a few decades ago. Would they say my hearing's any day now?
You've been waiting on a hearing this entire time.
Yes.
Okay, great. How often does someone come into the room?
Oh, well, it's quite often, really. At least once a week.
You're only fed once a week.
I like to take small bites.
Mm-hmm.
If you look to your right, I don't know how far you are, you'll see that the stones are quite wet and moist. You could get those for any liquid you need.
Mm-hmm. 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 Archie, if you had to rate your overall physical health on a on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being 1 foot in the grave and 10 being prime, what would you rate yourself?
Well, I don't really judge physical appearance. I believe it's all about the personality. But,
No, like not what you physically look like. I mean your physical health.
Oh, well, I would give myself a solid 7. Oh, 7.5.
Okay. When was the last time they were in to give you your beats?
At least 6 days ago.
So we're due for beats anytime now. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. Yep.
So,
Can't cast any magic.
what's your crime, Seraphina?
How do you know my name?
You told it to me.
I don't think I did.
You don't remember? You were unconscious for quite a bit. You were just shouting your name out loud.
While I was unconscious, I was shouting my own name.
Yes.
Sounds very Seraphina.
What else was she saying?
I'm Seraphina! I am Seraphina!
Can I roll an insight check on this man with his human feet?
Sure, you can inside check the feet.
No, I want to insight check the man and his mouth.
Maybe it's all
words.
feet. You don't know. It seems suspicious, but you have rambled before.
Okay, it's true. I have said some weird stuff in my sleep before. Did I tell you what I had done in my sleep?
No, but I heard it from the guards. You exploded an entire area. Quite ambitious. What was your goal?
My goal was to do the job that had been asked of me.
That literally tells me nothing.
Well, Archie, no offense, but I don't know anything about you.
Well, you know that I like beats, and I'm in my prime. I'm a good 7.5. Quite spry for my age.
You're 7 feet far. Oh, sorry, you're 7.5 on the 10-point scale. Has anyone else ever been in this cell, Archie?
Yes. That person over there. And you look like to your right, kind of squint your eyes a bit, and you kind of see like a pile of bones.
Ooh. And how long have they been here?
Oh, they were here like 6 months.
How are they a pile of bones already?
Let's just say the fungus is very active.
What fungus?
Well, it's kind of. Can you not see that well in the dark?
I can see just fine, but I can't necessarily know all types of fungus just on sight. I'm not a fungologist.
Well, yes, that's that liquid I told you about, the moisture. It gets secreted by the fungus once they've eaten.
Okay. Can I see the fungus if I look around?
Let me a perception check.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, because it's like dark still.
It's dark. Because it's dark.
Human eyes.
Ah! Why are my rolls always so bad in this damn game?
It's okay. You make up for it with comedy. And role playing. So, it says, that's a thing. So, tell me, where are you from?
I would like to scoot a little closer to Archie.
You can. You have like 5 feet of length from the wall.
Okay. Can I get within touching range?
No, just out of touching range, like 5 feet away.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what was your question, Archie? I was scooting closer and I didn't hear you as my chain was dragging against the stones.
Common problem. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from all over. I'm what's the name of a person who does things mercenary? I was about to say I was a bounty hunter because I've been watching Star Wars.
I'm lieutenant crew member.
I'm a mercenary, so I travel all over.
I see. Well,
Where are you from, Archie?
oh, it's from a place probably doesn't exist anymore. It was a small village that I was from. Had a nice little library that I love to help populate. I'm quite a librarian, you see.
Oh, really?
Yes, I enjoy the scriptures quite a lot. Tell me, have you ever heard of the Tome of Inscrutable Woe?
Have I?
Probably not, no.
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, it's a good tome. It's a treatise on magic and its uses. I was quite the spellcaster in my day.
And what brought you to the city?
Oh, well, curiosity. The chance to examine and study the life above the world we knew. Tell me, how is your quest going?
I don't have a quest, only jobs. And as you know, my last job didn't go swimmingly because I am here.
Well, when one door opens, another door closes. Wait, that's not the saying. Flip it around. I've been here too long.
Archie, can you scoot closer, please? I can't see you, and it makes me uncomfortable to talk to someone in the dark.
Oh, yes. And he'll come forward, and then you see his knees. Ah, there you are.
What's the matter with his knees? Oh, that's what I can see.
Yeah, so you can see his knees. So you see this, like, robe kind of, like, flopped over, and it's, like, kind of, like, bluish purple with, like, stars on it.
But his like face is still in the dark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and cast a light one more time.
Okay. I'll make a Constitution save. You try to cast it and you lose the casting as you're racked with like electrical pain. And then you fall unconscious because you're at 1 hit point.
Oh no. Well, you know what I got out of that conversation?
You know what? I just gonna kill myself.
I decided that I'm going to kill myself.
I can't look at your knees anymore. Great job. Breeze is like anxious as fuck.
Just like, oh my god, come on, Seraphina, please. Just get one nat 20 when you need it.
I love it. So as this is happening, and we see this go on, we see you try and you conk out. We see another member of the party. They are
We're going back to Neil, right?
in a room. Nope. They're in a room. It is bright and luminous. There is a desk, fine carpet, a mirror, a door, some paintings on the walls, fine bed, duck feathered pillows. And we see you naked.
Oh, great! Yeah.
You see like a cloth over your crotch area. Because it's Game of Thrones, but they still only show so much. And we just see a young, beautiful, red-headed girl rubbing like a ointment into your chest, where we see that you have all these like scars and burns. And as she is rubbing this into your chest, a bit of it like twinges at yourself, and you kind of wake up with a start as it kind of like racks through your body. You also at like 1 hit point.
Yeah, and Kieran just, I think Kieran wakes up and he's like, "Run!" And I think he almost like goes to grab like Triana by the throat, just because he was woken up very suddenly with someone over him. And he's just like, but he stops himself before he grabs her throat, and
The eyes go wide.
sorry, sorry, it was it was instinct.
She puts like a hand on like the hand you had like started out. She puts like a hand on it. It goes, "No, I was just shocked that you're awake. I'm so glad."
What? Where am I?
Look for yourself, and then you see like a window, and there's like there's natural daylight coming in.
Triana, where are we?
We're in the tower. Your mother owns.
When the hell did she get a tower?
It's been 30 years, Kieran. Your mother has become quite the high priestess. She told me that you probably wouldn't want to see her when you wake up, and I was given permission to look after your wounds.
Are we out of the Underdark?
Yes and no.
What? That makes... What? That makes no sense.
This tower exists within the Underdark, but we can see an adjacent connected tower's view.
Okay, so magic, that's what you're saying.
Yes, it's a heavy enchantment. Now lay down, and she like gets like her hands.
I know he will try to sit up.
Nice. Run me a strength
Check.
Ooh, I'm not even gonna bother rolling.
I mean, it's appropriate.
Brianna's like, bitch, I said lay down!
I mean, it's appropriate.
Oh, guys!
She you're weaker than you thought, and you're so tired, just so tired. Actually, gain 1 level of exhaustion as you're just so tired, and it's just so overbearing, and like all your wounds hurt for some reason, and she kind of like just puts her hands on your chest and like forces you down, but obviously like starts like almost like subconsciously like groping you a bit, but then she realizes what she's doing. She stops, and then she just like puts like continues rubbing the salve into you. It's just like, stop! You're going to injure yourself.
I have to go back. I have to get Serafina from wherever they've taken her.
You can't help anyone like this. You're just going to die. Is that what you want? She's like rubbing the salve into you. Like mint minty.
Kieran doesn't answer that.
She kind of looks like she noticed, but she doesn't say anything.
I have to get Serafina out. And I have to find the others.
They're all adults. I'm sure they can look after themselves.
Some of them, yes.
Do you really want to leave my side that quickly? I'm trying to heal you. Does the sight of me disgust you so?
It's not you.
She like moves down to like your stomach.
I don't Triana, I know I haven't said it. I'm happy to see you alive again. But I'm scared about what that means.
Scared of what? And like she kind of like lifts the hand from your stomach to like your lower jaw and kind of cups it. Why is someone so strong as you to be afraid of?
I'm afraid of the cost that you've had to pay to be alive again.
I would gladly pay it again. I was so naive back then, so blind to the world. To think that I could just leave and go to Greyhawk's library with just myself and you, got a care in the world, no money, 50 gold pieces to my name.
I mean, you wouldn't have had to worry about money if I was there. That's what made me fall in love with you. We could have done it. My mother's part of the reason that you died.
No, she's not.
She is.
Fully. It's that
Yes,
one you're
maybe
with.
someone else swung the sword, but she's the one who put it there.
Do you want to know who actually is a part of it? The one you want to save so much? That's Serafina? Her order of mercenaries came to my village and killed everyone under the guise of liberty, planted the evidence, and cursed our entire town. They admitted it right in my face in the art exhibition.
I mean, wait, you said her order.
Yes. The band of people who she was with, the protectors, the liberators, whatever they wanted to call themselves. They murdered innocent people to help noblemen's agendas. They're not who you think they are, and I won't let you risk your life for someone so devious and cruel. You punished all those wicked people, but left her. And you can see there's like tears in her eyes.
I think he tries to like, I think he does reach a hand up and sort of cups the side of her head, and
She looks towards you with big blue eyes.
When I first met you, hearing that, I would have gone and I would have killed her, knowing that. But we've worked together for a long time. I owe her the chance to explain herself. Who am I to pass judgment on? You know what I did. I am no saint. I killed and murdered and robbed along the road. In the name of Ayuz, in the name of my mother.
It's different.
It's not.
It is. Seraphina
Not.
chose to do that. You weren't led astray. You weren't known what you were doing. We didn't know there was any other way. When you met me, and like she kind of cups your face, was the first light you'd ever had in a dark tunnel. Seraphina chose to never ask questions. To never ask the villagers why they were doing it. They reveled in the combat. You were merely just deceived to believe that was all you were worth.
I never asked why either. Not until you died.
So,
Tell me this, Triana. Do you serve Ayuz now?
what? No.
Honestly.
Honestly, why would I serve? I don't have
Because
to
that's
serve
who my
Ayuz.
mother serves. There's no way she brought you back from the dead and there wasn't some sort of tie in there to his dark plans.
Told you, she brought me back as an apology to you, and said that we would be together.
She doesn't apologize. She apologizes to no one.
Hasn't she would apologize to you?
We'll see.
I was envisioning you waking up and our conversation going differently. Feel you are too
I'm-
filled with hatred, Kieran, to trust anyone. Even me.
I've been betrayed too many times to really trust anyone. I'm not the same as I used to be. And that's partially because of you. I didn't ask questions until I met you. I didn't want to know anything else. I just wanted to be powerful, angry. I wanted to be useful.
So, if it could just be the two of us, you would give that up?
He looks at her and takes his moment. I have to get Seraphina out first. I owe her that.
And what do you owe her about my death?
Well, I'll find that out when I ask some questions. When I ask why. Then we'll see what my debt is.
She stands up.
But I want to hear it from her. I'm not saying I'm angry. I'm always angry. When you have that voice in your head all the time, telling you to trust no one, telling you to give in to that anger, to kill, to destroy, it's hard not being angry. Someone taught me to channel it, to control it. I'm trying very hard to do that. I'll do that until I have her answer, and then we'll see.
She kind of sits down behind the bed again, and kind of like puts her arms on your shoulders and just says, that's not the only emotion you have to feel. That's not only the experiences you have to go through. Let me show you. You've been missing. Let me be the person who helps calm the storm. And she kind of puts her hand on your chest within you.
I think he sort of tilts his head up and he kisses her.
We fade there.
Oh.
And as that is happening, very, very nice. And as we see the screen like swipe, as we kind of see you two kiss, we just kind of see it. We just kind of hear a thud, and there we see the thud come down, and the thud is Neil on a very nice marbled floor, patterned out with spider webs, and you are in a room, only you. And you see sitting on a throne of purple and like stylized spider limbs, and you're still bound in this kind of like sphere. You see Eclavdra sitting there, legs crossed and kind of looking at you quizzically, and every so often kind of like clicking or like licking her lips. As she seems to be thinking tactile, as you see every now and again her fingers move as well, as though she's thinking and calculating something within her mind.
Hey. I think I read about this thing that you have me in. Tell me if I'm right.
Mhm.
Iron Bands of Bolaro, right?
That is correct.
Yeah! Something about the first pair linked to Lord Robilar, the great hero from the city of Greyhawk.
Yeah.
So could you let me out of the Iron Bands of Bolaro, please? 'Cause it's very uncomfortable.
She just says to you, "Oh, quite knowledgeable, aren't you? That may come in very handy." She kind of like clicks her fingers, and everyone like leaves the room. So it's just you two. And there she just kind of says, I have a few questions. Sorry if I mispronounce a few words, even though I know I won't because my education is impeccable, but still. Why did you do what you did?
Well, one of your. Why did I do it? One of your prisoners, one of the slaves, was my old boss. She was a friend of mine, and I don't have a lot of friends, so I wanted to get her out of there because, she didn't look good.
Ah, you're referring to Elizabeth Law.
Yeah,
I was looking to
I
purchase her, actually.
I didn't intend to kill all of those people though.
Brave. Somewhat calculating. Sloppy. You kind of look around now, and this room is draped in like almost like a deep kind of like light bluish purple, and there like there these pillars around with draped tapestries of just like symbolisms of loaf. And she just kind of like crosses her legs once over the other side, and just kind of says, "Was that the only reason to free your friend? No others?"
That was my reason.
What was the others' reasons then?
Who knows? The person running this, the flesh peddler, I think he was a Nagpa. He needed to die. That would be the other reason.
So she kind of like stands up, is like walking towards you slowly, quite sultrily as well. One leg in front, you have a perfect line going through. It's like walking a tightrope. And she just kind of says, "So you played judge, jury, and executioner?"
I'm gonna look her right in the eyes and I'll say yes.
But by whose laws? Why do you think it's acceptable to put your values on other society?
Because I know the difference between right and wrong. And I know some people are wrong and will never be right, and those people need to be wiped out.
But your ideas of wrong or right are subject to where you come from.
I don't agree with that. It's universal all throughout the multiverse. Everybody knows what good is, everybody knows what evil is.
Oh, don't give me blanket morality like that. There are shades of grey in everything.
So, are you telling me you tied me up so you could try to give me a morality lesson? Because I spent my whole life reading about the balance and good and evil, and I really am tired of it.
No, I don't really care about that. I just wanted to know where your mind was. That was all. Simple question. No need to be so defensive. I said I have an offer for you.
Have you ever been to the Demon Web Pit? Because I read that it's like this huge spider machine thing.
My, we do need to tighten our gates if our secrets are being let out. I often go there. I am favored amongst loves, matriarchs, and high priestesses. So whatever you think you know, trust me, I know better. What about that deal? I need someone who is expendable, who is powerful, and who can honor a deal even when it seems stupid. Kind of like what you did today. I will find all of your companions, and I will safeguard them and shepherd them out of Earl Hyacinth Lair, and you will find an item for me.
A magic item?
Indeed.
Oh. Okay.
This comes with
What kind of magic item?
little is known about it, but I can tell you more once we have done the other part. You and yours will be branded. You will be working for me, and that gives me a number of insurances. It would also allow me to communicate with you, so I can help guide you on your journey. Does this sound? And like she gets like really close to you, and like she kind of like gets your chin and kind of cups it with two fingers, like very like tightly. Does that sound okay to you?
Well, I really don't have much choice, do I?
I like a man who knows his position and spoken to a woman.
Let me just look. You can do what you want with me, but if you hurt any of my friends,
Oh, I don't want to hurt them. I want them to work for me. I have no need of broken mercenaries. Can like
okay.
rakes your head and kind of pushes you back. Good. And she kind of goes around the pillar. She comes back out with this like hot poker. And like it goes, it's like very long, like the silvery poker that kind of ends in this like small tip. And it has this like sigil on it. And you look around and it has the same sigil as like House Elserv. You see like the poker like gleam, almost like it's magical. Are you ready?
Do you have one of those whips with like the 6 snakes? Is that true? Does Drow have those?
I use those for special occasions. You might want to clench. I don't believe in safe words. And she just goes on like your neck. And she's just like freaking out. Roll me a Constitution save.
Oh no. Alright. Constitution save. 14?
Yeah, you like pass out from this. It's like searing hot. And we kind of see as you like conk out, the mark that's kind of left, like it cools almost instantly. But then we see this like the rune kind of disappear as well within the markings, and we see it kind of like pulsate with your veins. And we just kind of see her like put the rod in her hands and just kind of smile. Interesting. I hope the rest are more resourceful with a bit of pain. And we see her walk back towards her her throne as we wipe. And as we wipe, we see Sayele. And you've made your way into the outcast district. You see a number of other people like walking around, other like homeless people or people in like cloaks and things like that. They seem to be walking towards what looks to be this like inn. And they're all walking to this inn. They all like seem to knock the door and go in. And every time the door opens, you see like someone standing inside the building, kind of looking at the person and letting them in. What do you do? You also know that like a few ways back, you would have passed the District of the Dead. So if you wanted to go there instead, we can do that.
I think she would make a last minute turn. I think she's curious about this, but I think she can go and explore the inn later and kind of interrogate if she feels like she needs to. But God, but at the same time, no, she's going to go to the dead because she doesn't know because she doesn't want to waste spell time. If
Okay.
if she had a forever alter self, disguise self thing going on, yes, but she's on a limit, so she's just trying to get to this woman, no matter how evil. She's made enough deals with the devil. She can make another one to save her friends.
Okay. You make your way towards the kind of district after seeing where they go. You kind of make your way back. And as you make your way towards the district of the dead, you see this large gate. It's open, and there are just a number of bars, and it looks almost like a gate to a graveyard. It just says, and it just has district after dead. And as you kind of look in, as like this whole area is like walled off, apart from this gate, and as you look in, you just see a number of creatures in the dark, and it is incredibly dark in there. You have to kind of squint just to kind of see what's going on, but you see red beady eyes moving in the darkness. And you see way off in the distance, you see a number of buildings that look to be like small taverns. You see a large tower, kind of like in the eastern side in the district. And then you see this large keep, which you would know as Sarkama Keep, like way in the west.
And that's what I would know as
Sarkama Keep, yeah.
Yeah, so
everything is like labeled because it's a city.
Grit her teeth and head that way.
You start making your way into the district. You start walking through, and you start hearing just like everywhere, and your vision like closes in to where you can only see 20 feet around you. But you have that sense to where you can kind of sense things out, and it seems to be some kind of darkness, this perpetual shadow around. And as you kind of move your eyes back and forth, you swear out in your periphery, you see something just on the edges, on the recesses, trying to grab at you, just out in the darkness. And you see that there is a clear footpath, and you see a sign as you kind of walk in further, like once you go past the point of no return, that just says, stay to the path or die.
Yeah, so Sayeli does have blind sense, so she's just focusing on walking. If she has to move, like, to kind of like do this a little bit, or like this a little
out
bit.
to 30 feet, right? Out to 30 feet.
It's just 10 feet. So
10 feet, okay, cool.
Straight, and she's just maintaining her awareness in case anything in the darkness tries to actually grab her. She's just focusing on the way she needs to go. She's just keeping her mouth shut, not talking to the dead, not irritating the dead. She's just trying to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, you see just darkness, perpetual darkness just everywhere. As you're walking down this long cobblestone pathway, and you just hear like and it's the eyes in the darkness that seem to pierce it. There's just like 10, 20, 30 that are off in the distance that get close to you and move away. You feel things like getting thrown on the path, like little like stones and stuff. You move past them. You start hearing whispers, and then you start hearing a voice say to you, "Oh, hello. Are you looking to go somewhere? I have my keep down the way. Good for travelers. Anyone I can help introduce you to? I'm quite a resident here." And you hear the voice coming from the darkness.
Does Sayeli still kind of have her general direction where the keep is?
Yeah, you still see the lights, off in the distance. You don't seem to be getting like closer to it though. You just seem to be walking.
I have to get to the keep right there. Please do not Fool me, play with me. I'm not trying to play games with the dead. I know I'll lose. I just need to get to the keep.
Oh, you're going to see Telagos, are you? Do you have an appointment? He doesn't like unknown visitors.
What's the name of Kieran's mom again?
Belle.
I have an important meeting with Belle at the keep. I need to get there immediately.
Oh, Belle is the one you're going to see. Belle. Such a lovely name. So...
Does she hear this voice as she keeps walking?
Yeah.
Because she definitely hasn't stopped.
Yeah, no, you hear this voice, like, following you. And as I said, you don't seem to be getting closer to it. It always seems to be... The darkness, the lights always seem to be off in the distance as you're walking along the path.
Yes, I have a very important meeting with Belle. It has to do with her son. It is of life and, pardon, death.
Oh, well, death is what we do here. We help keep and cremate the dead.
Well, you all might be very busy soon, but it is of the top priority that I see Belle. Can you please help me get there without killing me? I do very much so love my living status as of late. I still have a few years before you take me. Can't that happens, but please, I just need to get there. Please, I just need to get there.
Run me a persuasion check.
I don't know how persuasion. Oof.
Nice. So this figure just goes, interesting. Yes, I can help you. I can help you indeed reach your final destination. You see, there is a way in which you need to walk. You see, life is a trial, always moving forward on a beaten path. But those who are truly bold forge their own. I can take you to ways you were never supposed to go in life. Off the beaten path, I can certainly guide you to your destination.
Listen, my friend. I understand that you play with a lot of wily folk, and I'm sure you've convinced a lot of people to the path of the dead. But I am not playing games, and it says if I walk off this path, I die, and I am not going to die until I see Belle. So don't play games with me right now.
I wouldn't dare do such a thing. You can follow the beaten path and forge forward. It looks like you're almost getting there, too.
What would you have me do, mysterious voice in the darkness?
Oh, just simply take my hand. And then like a bony hand comes out through the darkness.
What is your name?
Oh. They simply call me the Shepherd.
If it gets me to help my friends.
Serafina is the only one who makes dumbass pacts in this game, y'all. We can't all be making dumbass pacts.
I think we're all making dumbass packs. I think this is happening.
PAX is coming early this year.
Takes his skeletal hand.
And as you take the skeleton hand,
I die immediately.
you just die. You just painfully die. We spend another hour just talking about how much you die. You take the hand, and the darkness disappears. And you see in front of you a well-dressed skeleton. They're wearing black and green. They have like a gold necklace on. And on the other hand is like jewelry and a cane. completely bleach white. Think of Sans from Undertale. And they're just like, it wasn't so hard, was it?
We shall see, my dear shepherd, what games you have to play. I've learned the dead are a lot more energetic than the living.
Yes, well, we have a lot more stamina, I guess, for not having stamina.
Well, as your namesake permits, would you care to lead me?
I would. You know, I don't get many visitors here in the moors, and you see around now that there are just dozens of ghouls around, like staring at you, all zalifating at the mouth, but they don't dare get near as the skeleton comes near you.
Oh, gosh. Secret crush time coming out. This is the monster I want to smooch. Skelly. Daddy Bones.
Daddy
Serafina
Bones.
so politely put in chat. Daddy Bones. Oh, good gracious God. Yeah. And Sally's just gonna follow this very strangely handsome skeleton. Beautiful bone structure.
Beautiful bone structure, yeah. He guides you through, kind of like walking off the path, and he just says, yes, I very rarely get such beautiful guests to guide. Everyone is so looking forward to just go on the beaten path, but you can see so many things just going slightly off, viewing your vision and taking a different walk of life. Tell me, you said I'd be busy later on today. Any reason I should know about? May I ask your name?
Well, dear friend of the dead, I'm sure I'll regret this, but my name is Sally. Honesty is key when you are working with a new compatriot, so I feel like I must stay so.
Oh, we're not compatriots, darling, but I do enjoy your company. I'd love to have you around for dinner. And no, that isn't a joke. I'm quite the chef.
You know, perhaps there is time for these things. There seems to always be time, but also no time.
Indeed. And as you say that, you're standing outside the keep. Ah, you see. Delectable. I am the innkeeper at the stone slab. If you perhaps like to stay a while, we have meals and tastes to fit all sorts.
Well, it was a great pleasure to speak with you during this time, and perhaps I will take you up on your offer. Until then, I have the belle of the ball waiting.
Yes, well, good luck with that. Oh, and if you die, don't worry. I have a dress that would fit those bones.
Sally politely nods and then lets go of his skeletal hand and walks into the keep.
So you walk away, and we see the figure kind of stand there, and they kind of walk off to where the inn was, where I mentioned before. And as you kind of wind up the stairs, you see these like large kind of like trolls, along this like long bridge. You like have to go up this winding staircase. This like bridge. It's like 50 feet like off the ground. And as you're kind of walking along this like long bridge, you see these like stone statues of just like humanoid like soldiers, and as you get to the keep, you see these like large trolls. They look mutated or like undead, and standing between them is this grayish blue woman. Her like mouth is open and agape into a permanent smile. Her eyes are open wide, and her hair is like white, kind of like streaked up to one side, and she's wearing like all black leathers. And as she kind of stares at you, kind of coming through, that's where we're going to take our break.
Kieran, your mom's friends are scary.
Oh, she's just as scary herself.
So we're going to be right back from this break, and we will see you then. Bye. And we are back. We are back. And let's not have my tweets on stream. So yeah, let's get back into it. So you are at the gates of Sarcoma Keep, and as you're there, you see this figure, as I said to you, and I can show you what they look like. Actually. Okay. So this is this is what you are faced with as this individual kind of comes down to kind of talk to you. They have like a number of like heads on their belt. They're wearing just this like shoulder pauldron has like all these spikes in it. They have like white hollow eyes. They have a number of like human faces on their belt. They're wearing like a dress. It's obviously female as well. And you just have this like they have no weapon in their hands right now. And as you kind of walk up, the head we just hear like crick and crack as they look at you, almost as if they were like inactive until you like made your way. Yes. Greetings and salutations. I was unaware of any meetings today.
I seek the counsel of a Miss Bell in regards to her son, Kieran.
Have you an appointment?
Well, I believe we were supposed to meet at some point on this day, but I am unaware of how time works here, so I believe we might.
Nice. She says, let me check. And she kind of like puts up her hands, and you see this like black mist appear, and like a little board appears. She kind of flips a paper over. Name.
My name is Sayeli. I'm to come here with a Kieran, but I'm here now.
I have Seraphina and Kieran company with a Barbara Gordon and Kieran company.
I am the company. Seraphina seems to have been lost, and I'm sure Belle would like to know that immediately, as well as the fate of Kieran.
Belle is not here at the moment.
Is her red-headed friend here?
Her assistant is also out of the building. I can leave a message.
Do you know where I could find them?
They do not tell me of where they go. They are a guest of Tilgrass.
Well, can I talk to him then? I'm not walking back through that Isle of Dead. I could sit here and wait with you for all I care. I have time, I guess. I don't know how much company you get.
If you wish to wait, I cannot stop you. I can leave a message. Tilgrass is free in a month's time.
Yep, that won't work for me, so I suppose. And she says that she kind of just sits down, like, against, like, a statue, I guess. She just sits there and crosses her arms. Goes, so what do they call you, my friend?
I have no name.
Interesting. Well, then I shall call you Heather. You look like a very fine Heather.
They like the board disappears and they just like stare forward, and then you see their hand go up to their hair and kind of like smooth it back a bit. Heather. They seem to have liked it.
So yeah, no, see, Ellie's just gonna sit there and just ask like weird idle chit chat from this corpse woman.
They give you like a lot of yeses and nos, and you know, a lot of like non-answers. As this is happening, the camera kind of fades, and we go back to, and this is like hours going by, right? Because most people are either like getting down or unconscious, or waiting. So, you know, about 5 minutes for Kieran.
Why you gotta do me dirty like that?
But
Has a long and epic
cry in the corner. He just breaks down. The camera flashes back to Seraphina. And you wake up back again in the cell room. It's been an undetermined amount of time, but you do see a plate of food next to you.
Archie, are you still there?
Yes. I was tempted to eat your turnip, but I resisted.
I thought it was beets that you liked.
Right, beets. I'm old. I forget things.
Are you being suspicious, or was that just a slip of the tongue, Archie?
Who knows?
What do the beets look like? Do they look tasty?
They just look like normal beets. Like they look like they've just been like shaved a bit, and that was it.
Shaved. Someone shaved these beets. I will tentatively lick one beet.
You die instantly. No, they're fine. They taste like beets.
Okay, I eat the beets because I'm hungry.
Okay, you die instantly.
No.
My plan. No, you eat the beets, and the guy there, I forgot what name I gave him.
Archie.
Archie, yeah. Just kind of says, so, Seraphina, tell me, how do you like being back?
I beg your pardon?
You know, from the Feywild.
Archie, I don't want us to have a bad relationship. We are in this cell together. Why don't you
Some
cut
would say
the
we were
shit?
married, yes.
What?
I mean,
Who
what?
would say we were married?
I wouldn't say that, no.
Do I have a ring on my finger?
No.
Why don't you cut the bullshit and just tell me who you are and what you want? What do you want me to tell you?
I want you to tell me what you think happened to you in the Feywild.
Who are you? Come
Well,
into the light so I can see your face instead of your weird knees.
You don't like my knees?
I don't. I hate them.
Wow. Only a wife could be so honest. You see the figure like stand up, and then in the light you see a staff come down.
Okay. Is it Daddy Skelly?
No. Yes, no. A staff come down. It's like wooden, and it, like the person comes towards you, and you see this as they come into the light, you realize that they're not actually shackled.
Okay. Okay. Archie.
And they have like they're old. It's an old human man, like very wispy white hair. He has a necklace on, And the necklace is of like a triangle with an eye in it.
No. Okay.
And they kind of sit next to you and just go, I'm sorry. I just wanted to just play games. I very rarely get the chance. Now you can call me Bacarb.
What?
Say what?
Same, Seraphina, same. Did you make that noise out loud, though, is the question, because I need to know. My own inner monologues, my own
It's then becomes a comedy show.
No, that was internally. That was internally. Bacarb, hello. What brings you to the cell in the Underdark?
Well, I would say the scenery, but I wouldn't suggest licking the mold. It's quite
That was never on the table for me personally.
psychedelic.
Bacarb, do you know Neil Zarkanian?
Mm-hmm. We've already had a conversation. Quite disappointing.
That's my son.
I mean, that's not true, but your emotions are your own.
Anyways, you asked me about the Feywild. Pardon me for being rude. The Feywild is terrible. I wish to never go back, but I also have to because I did technically sign my soul to the Lord of the Autumn Court.
Not your soul. You don't really have one, do you?
That's quite rude.
But true, I'm afraid.
What? Are you revealing secrets of the divine?
Did the sword steal your soul?
Did my sword steal my
sword steal your soul, Seraphina?
Nah.
Speaking of your sword, you actually have this feeling that that you've had it every time you've woken up, but hasn't really been of note that you want to be back with it. Like there's just this urge.
This sword, I can't believe how much money I spent on this sword. Bacarb, what can I do to help you?
Oh, well, I don't need help. I'm Bacarb.
Well, I assume that you're in my cell for some reason.
Yes, to ask you questions. I'd like to know what someone like you thinks. You're quite unusual creature.
All right. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't.
Why are you trying to help people?
I feel like my instinct is to say something stupid, so I'm not going to say something stupid. I think I'm very silent for a moment, and I kind of look at the floor as I'm like trying to decide how seriously to take this conversation. But then I realize that Neil is a devotee of Bacarb, so I should probably be quite kind because my son, loves this guy, and even though he's not my god, I should respect him. There are people who have power who do bad things, and there are people who have power who do good things. And for a very long time, I did bad things. The least I can do is some good.
Yes. Lingering emotion is part of the side effect, I agree.
Side effect of what?
Yes. Quite ingenious, actually.
What are you talking about?
Oh, well, just your belief system. It's quite, ingrained, should we say? So...
What are you hinting at?
Just your demeanor. Quite interesting. You're quite unique, really. Like, he goes to, touch your face.
Don't touch my... What are you mean?
Well, I just here to find out what your motives are. You could be a useful tool against, well, the Ferris Dune. He's, it is draining a lot of magic, and I've noticed it of late. And I can't have that.
What do you need me to do against Ferris Dune?
Well, I need you to do what you've been doing. Isn't that why Morden Kanan put you on the task? Well, not you, but you know.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't been doing a very good job of doing what I mean to be doing.
Well, you're doing pretty well. You're in where you have to be, and I think in about 5 minutes, you're about to be escorted somewhere else. Bit of advice when it happens, don't bite your tongue.
By whom will I be escorted?
Oh, the gods. We have like
Great.
5 minutes, so we shouldn't dawdle.
All right, ask me more questions then.
I asked Neil this question. It was very disappointing, the answer he gave me. I didn't take his slaves with me when he asked. What? Tell me what you are.
What am I?
Yes.
Well, you said it yourself. I'm a tool.
But what does that mean to you, personally?
I've lived my life taking orders for too long. I don't know that I know what to do without someone telling me where to go and who to kill. I'm a tool. I just have to make sure that I'm a tool in the right hands.
Promising, but also disappointing. Surprised no one's figured it out yet. Tell me, what would you do if you died, but then realized that you were in a dream? And the dream you was a terrible person. And the real you was a worse person.
So hold on. I've died. But I was dreaming.
Yes.
And in the dream, I was a bad person, but then I die and I'm a worse person.
No, you die in this dream.
I die in the dream.
And in the dream, you are a terrible person. But the
in
real
life,
you
I'm a
is a worse. No, the real you is a worse person.
Right.
What would you do?
Well, if I were a worse person in real life, would I think that my terrible self in my dream were terrible?
I don't know, would you? What would the terrible person think of the worse person?
But isn't it, what would the worst person think about the terrible person?
No. Because you are the terrible person. So what do you think of the worst person?
That I would do anything to make sure I don't become that.
Interesting.
It's not about moving back on the scale. I'm not delusional. I don't aspire to be a good person or to make up for anything that I've done. But I will not become a worse person.
Well, that's interesting. Perhaps something like you is what the multiverse needs. Something different. Something odd. Now, quite the freak, aren't you? I mean that in a nice way.
Well, thank you. What would the multiverse do with me?
Oh, well, that's never a question. You should never ask that question. Because who cares what the multiverse wants to do with you? It's what you want to do with yourself.
I would like to find my friends.
Well, you're about to do that. And then you hear do on the bars. and you look and you see it's like two drow people there. Another one brings like more shackles, and then you look back and the guy's gone.
Thanks for the chat. All right, is it drow ladies?
Yes.
All right, ladies, tie me up.
Oh, we're going to. And they free
Good, because that's what I just told you to do. So you're doing what I said.
Wow.
Be careful, this one's feisty. Bringing the extra chains. And they like tie you up and stuff, and then they kind of like hold each end. And then they like do you do anything in that meantime, or do you let this happen?
I do not bite my tongue.
Okay. You do not bite your tongue. And you let this happen, and like one person on each side of you holds like one long end of the chain, and they kind of escort you out with the one person in front. And as they kind of get to the door, someone else like runs into the hallway. They're wearing like the same kind of armor, but you see like a different symbol kind of hung over.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just say, no, they need to go to the other door. Things have been sorted out with the adjudicator. They look, and then that one person looks towards them and kind of like puffs up their chest. And then they just go like, okay. And then like they kind of turn you around, and you go towards the back door. And then that person kind of like takes one of your shackles. And like so it's just them holding you now, and it's just like 6 foot tall, like very like muscular and lean drow woman, hair tied back, like armored, scimitar at the side, very like militarized, and she just says, "Do as I say, and you'll be out of this. We already have your friend Neil, and he's agreed to work with us. So just don't try anything dangerous. I doubt you survive."
You have Neil, you say?
Yes.
All right, I'll listen to you.
Good. And like they take you out this door, and it goes through like another door, and they just say, "Put this on. We don't need anyone noticing you." And they put like a sack over your head. And then they.
All right, I allow the sack to be placed over my head.
Good, nice. And then like you feel like getting pushed forward, and there's like a step and like another step, and then you get like pushed into like a seat. And it's like a nice cushioned seat, and like you hear the clattering of a whip outside, and like you're kind of going, and you can kind of tell that you're in like some kind of cart. And you're like moving on. And as you're moving on, that's where we're gonna cut towards. It's been like 10 minutes. No, I'm joking. That's fine. It's been like 2.5 minutes.
30 seconds later, we come back.
Hey, Kieran strongly believes in a lot of foreplay, okay?
Nice, fucking great. I love it. So yeah, you we see it kind of like coming in. We see like the bright light of the window. Kind of coming in, and we see you and Triana just in bed, and her hair's kind of like over her face, and she kind of rolls over to you, and she just kind of says, "Well, I guess it was worth 30 years. Didn't disappoint."
I don't think Kieran's much of an after talker. I think
foreplay, then silence.
Tell me what your favorite part was, honey. One of those men.
No, I don't think he talks much afterwards.
So the best kind of part. Silent and detached.
Well, no, I don't think detached. I think he's I think with her he's a bit of a cuddler, okay? Like afterwards. And I think, it's just quiet for like 5-10 minutes. unless Triana has something she wants to talk about. Otherwise, he's not going to say anything for a
Yeah,
little while.
she speaks, and maybe like 5 minutes into it, like after just like enjoying the embrace, and she kind of pours you a cup of water, and even though it was like a session, you just felt so tired and fatigued, like your body was hurting, and you just haven't felt this way in like a long time. It's quite like daunting on you, you're like losing your breath quite a lot, and she pours you some water, and she just kind of says, "Well, tell me, do you really have to go back and look for them? We could just leave, go to the surface, have a cottage."
I could. But then I just disappoint someone else.
That person isn't worthy. Trying to impress.
Yeah, but I have the feeling if I died, they'd find my ass in the afterlife and then kick it. So I'd rather avoid that.
All right. Well, should go. I have to meet Dominic.
Wait, who's Dominic?
You met him. You met him at the library when we were here.
Library jerk face.
Now that she's had all this great foreplay, she can go have sex.
Why are we gonna do it dirty like this? Why you do it dirty like this?
Yes, I think it's time for the main event, so I'll see you later.
Find me a real man who likes cottages.
And cottage cheese.
What? Sir, who is Dominic exactly?
Oh, he's Telegas's protege. I'm studying with him under Telegas while I'm here, keeping myself busy when I'm not your mother's assistant. He's a great individual, a wealth of knowledge. The art he creates is just divine.
Yeah, I bet he's an artist.
He really expresses his feelings and just tells me what's on his mind, I don't have to work at it.
Wow, no. Jeez. Just throwing some shade over here, man.
We connect on a whole level. No, I'm joking.
He's like, wow. Maybe this time I'll actually we'll actually be able to follow through on our plans this time.
What were you doing?
Wait, when? Like now, before this whole thing happened, or?
Yes, like what happened to you?
Oh, something stupid, because my acquaintances are idiots. Who drives a cart of super explosive stuff through the middle of a town square full of people? Like,
Was
you know
it
that explode?
Was
you
it
know that
marked?
explosion?
Was it marked dangerous and hazard and inflammable?
Maybe, but who drives something that dangerous through a crowded square? Let's be real.
I mean,
anyways, you know that explosion that may have happened.
Oh no, the explosion definitely happened. I heard it. Yeah.
We may or may not have had something to do with that.
Oh.
Someone needed to die.
That's why all the gods were in such a hubbub.
Yeah, someone needed to die. They're most definitely dead. Super dead. They're really dead. Like, ashes to ashes dead. Yeah, that happened. We owed someone a favor.
Mm.
Someone else owed someone a favor, specifically. We took care of that favor. Plans may have gone a little south.
I understand.
Anyways.
Should I get your things from the inn for you?
I don't think I really have too much I mean, when you say things, like my things or like my acquaintances' things.
I guess it would help you. Then I guess I could go and get them.
All right. Well, okay. So there's a room with some free slaves. I don't know. They're Neil's. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's got some weird ideas about freedom and bad and good, and he's interesting. I think we're mostly concerned about the Luma lizard, because that's Sayeli's pet, and she'll get real mad if something happens to that.
Kieran! My sweet boy.
She goes, "Oh, I love Luma lizards."
Yeah, it's really adorable. I bet it tastes great. Not that I would ever eat it, because then I would probably be killed in my sleep. Mechanically wise, like Sally would kill me and then keep killing me as I can rage like through death until I actually die. He's like, try, but as she's sort of leaving, he's sort of, Triana.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course. It's what I've been hoping for.
Don't trust that Dominic guy.
Dominic's amazing.
Mm.
I mean, he's a really good friend.
Cool. Just don't trust anyone in general. It's pretty good life advice.
I can't live my life like that.
And that's why I fell in love with you.
And then you hear your mother's voice. Hello.
Oh
Are you
God, I
decent?
just got stressed. My heartbeat just.
You need a snack or a condom.
I suppose you should go.
Yes, and like she kind of like gets a piece of like long kind of like linen, and like wraps it around the side as the door opens. Mistress Bell. Yes, Triana. I see you've helped treat my son. Yes, his wounds are healing perfectly. Good. You may leave us. Of course. And she kind of like hurries out, kind of holding the back of it, and like, getting her clothes. And you're there with your mum. The door kind of closed. You see that she's bought like, looks to be like some food. It's like potatoes and sausages and whatnot, and it like puts it down. Hello, Kieran?
Thank you for saving me back there.
Of course. I would always do all I can to assure my son's survival. I shouldn't have to say this, but I love you. You're staring at me.
I'm just trying to figure out what you want.
Told you what I want.
What deal are we gonna have to make so that I can get my friend out of wherever they dragged her?
Well, I've been monitoring that, actually, as I said. And it seems that she's already been released.
Hmm.
So whoever's got her, you have to make a deal with them.
Okay, then.
I told you what I
Have you
want
been
back at
well?
the art gallery. She just says, kind of like
Yeah.
stopping. Yes. We had a few of our places raided, but all in all, everything is fine. I've gotten quite high up in the religion. I believe any day now, our Lord will be released. There's already plans to send an expedition. A friend of mine, a noble named Lucian, will be sending some mercenaries on a quest.
Wow. I bet you just can't wait for that.
Doesn't have to be. You can come back. You are the champion. What I was raising you for. To be his champion. To be his vessel. You could have so much power. More than you could ever imagine.
I'd only have to trade everything else for that.
I'm sure it wouldn't be as bad as you're making it out to be. Everything I did was to make you stronger, strong of will, strong of mind, so that nothing could come away or subvert your thoughts. Little did I know I should have been training you against strumpets in a village.
And we see how you truly feel about Triana. Tell me, if I had never discovered this, my rage, my connection to use, would you have still loved me?
Of course. There are many those who simply serve as guards or captains or war shields. I knew from the union that I had with that paladin of Hieronymus that through the union of both of us you would be born. It was foretold. Why do you allow yourself to be ordered by those who are lesser? You should be ruling.
Because that was my choice. I could be more powerful, I'm sure. I could allow him to make me more powerful. But then I would just be his slave. I don't particularly care one way or the other. Go ahead with your plans to bring him back. It's not my war. I could have killed you back then.
I know. And I would have still loved you.
Why? Why did you do it? Why did you have her killed?
Because she was an unforeseen element. Something that was subverting what you knew was true. There were many, many suitors within the clergy. It would have killed anyone to lay with you. But some half-educated village girl who enjoyed her picture books.
I don't think her books actually had many pictures.
No, but this is just how
this
she is
being
like.
this is Kieran being a little sarcastic, like a little sassy.
Well,
and then you brought her back, and what now? You clearly still don't like her.
she's useful. She learns quick, and she has proven herself more than her means.
There it is.
Her origins are not important. And I knew one day that we would meet again, and I wanted to apologize and give you a gift.
Well, here we are.
If you wish to be with her, then you must accept me in your life. I don't want to be the harsh parent that you say I am. I hate having to punish you.
You had me hurt. You would take me down into the caves for days and then just leave me to find my own way out as a kid.
And I knew you would always come back to me.
All these scars on my back. That was you.
I know. And I hated it, every minute of it. And I am sorry. As I said every time afterwards, I would hate to punish you.
And yet you kept doing it. Look. Never mind. We're never gonna agree on your parenting methods. But I owe you for Triana and for getting me out of there. So I'll do what you want.
Out of your offering. There is a map I need. It is a map that details the lower subterranean levels of Castle Greyhawk. We'll be sending that to the adventurers. Who my friend will hire.
And where do I find this map?
It is in the lower temples. In the lower dark. There's a temple down there. An old temple to Ayuz. I heard that a spy was able to copy a map as far as I could get within Castle Greyhawk. Bring that to me, and I'll be thankful. Don't bring it to me. and I will kill Triana. Yes.
Fine. Deal.
Good. She kind of waves her hand in the air. Good. Betray me in any way, my son.
Yep, and you'll kill Triana. Yeah, I got it.
She does love you, you know? Just sweet, innocent girl. And she'll like finger some of the mash and put it in her mouth. And she'll walk out of the room.
Kieran, once she walks out of the room, like lets out the biggest like invisible like shudder, just like he is like, I think he'd probably like, and he's, you know, he's still being hurt, so he like bends over in the bed and is just like, you know, holding his where his heart would be and just like,
as you're exhaling, you see the room start melting.
ah, son of a.
The room starts melting, and that natural light starts disappearing, and you realize the room that you're in was some kind of illusion, and it's a dungeon room, plain, circular, with one bed. And that weight I kept telling you about, that pain you've been feeling, goes away.
Son of a.
So if the entire thing was one big manipulation.
That better have been Triana. I swear to God.
Oh, you just had sex with your mom, maybe.
Okay, I don't.
Maybe.
I mean,
you wouldn't do that to me. Josh, you wouldn't
Maybe.
do that. You wouldn't do that to poor
I mean, I
old
don't know why that was like the first go-to.
You wouldn't do that to poor old.
What
I might
wrong
actually have a
with
heart.
us?
I'm at, this is
we are broken. We are broken people.
this isn't the edifice, man.
Nah, I love it. It's great. Okay, great.
Wait, no, you gotta tell me. I gotta know.
No.
I gotta know, man.
No, it was Triana. Everything else was like an illusion, but she was real.
Because I think I would actually have a heart.
No. I'm not that bad.
Yeah. Oh man. God. Some serious power plays here.
I mean, you made the NPC.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no, these are the swords I stabbed my own character with. But yeah, no, Kieran's just like, I think even after like the hurt, there's still that like mental, psychological hurt that he's still working through. So he's just like, even though his body feels better, he's still like almost having a panic attack. And that he's like starting to hyperventilate a bit. And then he gets angry because, you know, he's learned that getting angry helps him
Fixes all things.
So he goes into a rage for a moment, for like a minute, until he like can finally, and that like eventually calms him down. And then so he's like, he's healthy-ish, I guess. He'll get up, and is his stuff in the room?
Yeah, you see his stuff there.
How much of it is really left?
I mean, your armor,
I'm sure.
your armor, your maul, a lot of your personal belongings got singed, but like,
Yeah.
nothing else.
My armor's definitely seen better days, though.
Yeah. It's like blackened, but not like ruined or anything.
He'll put on what he has, and then he will exit the room and try to. That bitch. She didn't tell me who made a deal. She didn't tell me who Seraphina got out on. So now I have to. I suppose. I suppose he'll have to wait for. He'll wait for Triana to get back. Well, I mean, I don't think he'll go around looking for information, and then maybe wait at the front door for Triana to get back with the Lumo lizard.
Okay, you start making your way down a winding staircase. This is probably like a tower that you're in. And as you're on this tower, we see you outside Sayale having like this conversation with this woman Heather. And as she seems to have quote unquote warmed up to you. And as she's about to like say something, you see the door behind her open, and she like steps out of the way, and you see walking out is Belle.
Do I know what Belle looks like?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, you saw her at the party.
Yeah.
Heather, one moment, please. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me.
Yes.
Your name is Belle, correct? Mother of Kieran?
Yes. I saw you. I saw you at the party, the art exhibition.
She stands up because she's sitting all comfy like. She stands up. She kind of like brushes herself. Do you know where your son is?
Yes, I spoke to him a minute ago. He's over there. And she points to the tower that is mentioned.
God. He's safe. Oh, I could kiss your face. Can I go speak to him?
Please don't. I don't know where your face has been. Yes. I believe he's going to do something for me. You're with his band, right?
Yes, we're all this big happy merry party. Please, can I speak to him?
Yes, I'm not stopping you.
Sally walks in then. She's like, I'll find him. Fuck it.
Nice. You have to go like it's not in the tower. It's like it's not in the keep. It's like a tower adjacent to the keep, because as I was mentioning when you walked in and you wanted to go to the keep, it's like you have to go back down the bridge, go down the stairs, and like it's like there's no path that goes to it. You just have to walk past the grounds, and you see the grounds is full of the ghouls.
That's fine.
And you see them running back and forth.
Of course I see them running back and forth. Well, shit.
Roll a perception check, actually. She might see.
Wow, that's a 2 for perception. Wow.
You see someone off in the distance. And there's like a ghoul over them, and they seem to be like jostling back and forth. Like in the way you have to go.
Like fighting?
You can't really tell from this distance because of the darkness.
Oh, damn.
You'll see
Alright, well,
shapes.
Sally's going to cast her last 3rd level spell. Fly.
Nice.
Giddy, like a fae, so excited to find her friends alive. She hovers off the ground and goes, "Thank you, Belle. Sorry for brunch," and then flies off.
Nice. And yeah, you start flying across, and as you're getting closer to the to it, you see that person who was jostling, and you see it's like this red-haired girl who was at the exhibition that you and you see her looks like almost like a person playing with a dog. She has like a hand, like almost like a severed hand, and she's just like teasing it, and like they're like jostling together, and it's like playing with her like an animal, like a pet would, and then she like throws it, and like it runs away to go grab the severed hand.
Sally stops in a small hover above this woman. Goes, "You're the one involved with Kieran, aren't you?"
Oh, who are you?
That wasn't the question. You don't answer questions with question, my red-haired maiden.
Oh, I don't normally answer questions from people who just fly towards me.
That's fine. I'm just trying to find Kieran to make sure he's safe, but if you are no help, I will go find him myself.
Why are you after Kieran? Who are you?
Oh my god, I don't have time for this. And she just flies off.
I'm sorry that you couldn't just get all the answers after flying towards a person randomly. Who are you? What?
You're so useless. Just answer my questions.
She like looks confused, but like doesn't bother. And you fly towards the keep, the tower. It's this big black tower. You go there. It's this big door. There's a big black knocker that's there.
Great. Knock. Wait, is it open? Can I just open it? Do I have to? Is it locked?
No, it is locked, but it opens up.
Yeah, as you go to knock, it could.
Are you there? Were you coming out?
You
said you were coming outside, right, to wait for us to come back or something. I remember.
Yeah, I mean, he was heading down. So I mean, if this works out, then if the timing works out,
I mean, the timing works out. So that's funny.
You nearly die as the door slams open.
Almost hit your face.
It's okay. I'm still flying. I've got some high flight speed. I was just like, woof.
Sally.
Oh, Kieran. Oh, just the face I wanted to see.
I'm glad you're doing okay.
Oh, I'm doing terribly. I haven't slept. I feel like I'm dying.
But you're alive.
But I'm alive. And clearly you are too. I'm sure not in the ways you want to be, but where are Neil and Seraphina?
I don't know. Seraphina had been taken away, but
what?
Well, apparently, I guess it's been taken care of. She cut a deal with someone.
We don't let Seraphina cut deals anymore. I thought we've been over this.
I mean, I don't know how I was gonna stop her when I wasn't there.
How did you get here? Why did you come to your mother? I mean, I came to your mother as well.
I guess she got me out. I don't know. The last thing I remember was my vision went red and a lot of anger.
Well,
and a really annoying voice in my head. And then her voice. And then I was here.
Well, it's probably good that you were here and you did not try to run off, as it seems that the district in which we once called our home is no longer safe, as they are searching for the interlopers.
Oh, I bet.
Do you know what happened to Neil?
I don't know what happened to Neil. I imagine that if something had happened to him, my mother would have told me, if only to hold it over me, to help him. So I'm gonna guess that he's at least in an okay situation.
So I'm sure this kindness did not come without a price tag. Your mother doesn't seem like the type.
No, it didn't. It rarely ever does it? We can... She needs something. Really seems like we're racking up things that people need.
Like a mountain, our favors.
Yep, just growing. I suppose we should find out who Seraphina has cut a deal with.
That's true. But we can't travel in green cloaks, and she kind of noticed gestures.
I mean, mine got destroyed pretty fast. It burned. So I don't really have a green cloak.
Well, I did make a friend here in the quarter. A friend. Perhaps there's some form of garb that they wear from the District of the Dead we could wear to disguise ourselves while we go and find our friends.
Possibly. I was wearing my mask the whole time, so it's not like they saw my face.
My
Um,
face is plastered, I'm sure, so.
yeah. I don't. I mean, I guess I'm technically a guest here now. I'm not really sure what my status with the Sarcoma Keep is. Yeah, maybe your friend can help us travel though.
Well, I've made two. Would you like to ask the beautiful woman ghost lady who lives at the keep, or would you like to talk to the skeleton man who lives in the inn?
Which one seemed to have more power?
Well,
More useful, or was more useful, perhaps?
Well, the skeleton man was able to ward off the obscene amount of ghouls trying to eat me, so that was nice. Quite handsome. Great bone structure.
I'm sure his bones were great. I guess we go with him. That means protection.
Yeah, perhaps he has some sort of.
Maybe he'll know where Seraphina is.
Who knows? An innkeeper always seems to know too much.
By the way, I asked Triana to bring your Lumo lizard here, so it'll be safe. I hope.
If I did not agree on our mutual understanding of no contact, I would hug you right
now. I'm glad that, yeah. Kieran also, this is really funny because when Kieran, I was thinking like, there's a point where Kieran was probably very happy to see that you were okay, and that if he was anyone else, he would have. If you were anyone else and he was anyone else, he would have given you a hug. But then I was like, Kieran doesn't give hugs like that. Saoli doesn't want hugs like that.
Yeah, we have that very like rough, like I'm so glad you're alive, my friend.
Yeah. At most, we'll like shake hands.
Right, it's like that firm,
like a firm handshake.
You just give like a nod to each other, like.
Yeah. And I guess I told her to bring Neil's. Are they his slaves? I'm really not sure what their status is with him.
Listen, Kieran, at this point, I'm 50% sure Neil thinks of them as pets that he just wants to save. It's a virtue thing. I don't know. I don't ascribe to his virtue, but I suppose if he's alive, he'll be very happy if they're saved.
Well, let's go see if we can find out what more trouble Seraphina has gotten us into. I'm sure we'll have to add another quest to our growing mountain of favors we owe.
I'm not even the one who made the deal.
But we assume it was all Seraphina's idea.
Yeah, we always assume that Seraphina has made a deal.
We only got the job in the first place because you woke us up to do it.
Yeah.
You were the first deal cutter here.
All roads lead to Seraphina. So as you make your way towards the main pathway and the walk, Seraphina, you are guided by this drow woman. You see this big archway doors. They are finely crafted with web and spider like effigies on them. You see like there's like big large glowing lanterns, and as you kind of walk through the halls, you just see rows and rows of just like paintings and tabards of just like loaf aesthetic. No one really says anything. The woman doesn't really say anything. Do you do anything as you were going and like making your way there?
I'm just gonna be looking at the stuff, maybe trying to commit it to memory in case we have to leave because we do anything stupid like we always do. What did you say there are tapestries on the wall?
Mm-hmm.
What are they of?
Basically just like pictures of love. So it's like a big tapestry of just like the love symbol, or a big like a drider, or just like loaves, like people wrapped in like webs and stuff like that, or just like like the webbings of like fate and stuff like that as well.
Okay. No, I won't really do anything. I'll just let them lead me.
Okay, as you're kind of guided through, you have been kind of like kept in that ball, Kieran. You've been like given food and stuff like that. You're like a human slave comes and like feeds you and it gives you like water every now and again. And you're still in kind of like the grand hall.
So you mean Neil?
Yeah, sorry, Neil.
I was like, what? I thought it was free. Was that another?
That's
power
what you
play?
thought.
Was that another power play?
Neo, as it's kind of been going on, and you kind of like see the big doors open, and you see Seraphina kind of walk in chains.
Oh, I'll run over, give her a big hug.
Neil, hello.
Can't, you're restrained. You can run me 2 strength checks.
Does Neil like try to run over and get like
ah, mom, and it's like just like face plants.
Strength checks. All right, let's see here. First one is a 6. Oh well, if you want to use the advantage, you can just 17 or 13.
No, it's not advantage, just normal.
So a 6 and a 13.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you're still kind of like held up. And yeah, you walk in and you see each other.
Well, it seems that we're both tied up.
I was worried you were dead. I tried to grab you on the way out, but I couldn't reach you.
That's all right, Neil. I know none of this is your fault. I've been told that a deal has been made, and I'm very excited to learn the terms.
Yeah, I got a tattoo.
What?
Isn't that how tattoos work? Isn't that how you get tattoos?
It's a drow. It's a drow thing.
I'm sorry. You got a tattoo.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're
May
gonna
I
get a
see it?
magic. It's right on my neck here. Yeah,
It's a burn mark.
it hurt.
Who burned him?
Clodra.
You see sitting on the throne, there's like the drow woman. She's like twirling her thumb, her like foot around. It's like beautiful, like drow woman, and she's like staring at both of you.
Yeah, we're gonna get some magic item for her or something.
What magic item are we getting?
I don't think she told me. Did she tell me?
No, didn't told you yet.
I don't know. It's some magic item.
May I ask, what magic item are we fetching for you?
Well, I was hoping your entire people would be here. But they're not caught, and you just see the guard like shake their head. I would have thought they'd been caught by now, Clapter says. The response time needs to get quicker. I guess we'll have to find them later. I can tell you of this item, but I need to brand you first as part of the agreement. I need adventurers, mercenaries, expendables to go into the lower dark and get an item for me of incredible power and bring it back. The mark makes it so you won't betray me or try to kill me. That's why there hasn't been a slave revolt.
And how long does the mark last?
Oh, it's permanent.
So we'll be working for you forever.
Well, you won't be able to try and kill me forever. I doubt you'll ever be able to find someone arcanely powerful enough to break it. But once we have this deal, I may have another deal for you. There is an outpost I am trying to cultivate on the surface. I'm having troubles communicating with the giants.
I'll look at Neil and say, I suppose I don't have a choice as this deal was already made.
Much. I mean, she used the iron bands of Bolaro on me, which was pretty.
Good old Neil. Same old Neil.
It's a ball. wrapped around.
He's been saying this for like 20 minutes. Does he just do this?
I don't think there was a command word or anything. Just it's crazy. Yeah, no, I mean it's that or she's gonna kill us. So
Well, I won't kill you, but I will just give you up to the authorities.
and they'll kill us.
Well, you've already been branded, Neil, so.
Oh, damn.
That was my inner monologue.
Someone else.
Slavery,
in the
fuck!
other room.
Someone just lost that Fortnite.
That's exactly what he's playing too. I suppose that if Neil has made this deal, then I have to honor his word. He is my friend, and I trust his judgment.
Please tell me you or someone else is the leader and it's not him.
Neil is definitely not the leader, but in this situation, he has taken the lead.
Well, that's good to know at least. At least there'll be management to speak to. So, I'm going to brand you. And she kind of walks over to you, like, socially. And you can kind of see, like, kind of see through her, like, silken garb. And she has these, like,
Can I see her nipples?
Why did you shout that at me?
Yeah, you shouted that really aggressively.
I can't tell if that's a good way or a bad reason you were shouting at me.
I just felt that I wasn't sure what kind of reading I wanted to do on that, and so I kind of panicked.
Yeah, it definitely elevated from the start of you saying it. Like you pushed it out at the end. No, you can't because she has these like black leather wraps, like tightly done and like a corset under it as well. Defines her body quite well. She kind of walks over to you, and she just kind of says, and she gets a bit close to you as well. She just kind of says, "My, it's strange how attractive human females can be. So strange."
I turn like very red, and I'm just like,
Do I see your nipples?
Please brand me.
And she just
you push your hair out of the way. It's like
I'm ready. And she just kind of says to you, gets up close to you. You know, after this, if you survive and you come back just as beautiful, I may have other tasks for you.
please just brand me before this gets out of hand.
Fine. And she like brands you, and you start like convulsing, and you know you don't bite your tongue. And he kind of does it and just goes, a weakness all of you humans seem to have. You can't seem to deal with pain. Disappointing. She kind of walks away, and she kind of says to you, the item I wish for you to get, it is a rod. And this rod is very powerful and extremely rare and guarded. It is in an old temple of Nuff Tushuff in the lower dark. It is guarded by old beings, and it is a rod of great power. You'll know it when you see it. I have a map to the location, but no one has come back of late. So I need someone who is daring and willing to risk it all. And I think your group showed that.
Where were the last whereabouts of our friends? You said that you had people searching for them. Do they have any idea where they could be?
No, but I'm sure by today I'll know. There are a lot of eyes on the group. And
I
once
think it would be best if we found them and brought them to you. If any of your people approach them, they may just run. They don't know that we've made a deal.
Or kill them.
I mean, do you think that's wise?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that, Kieran. I'm gonna say that to the spider lady.
Tell her we're badass motherfuckers. We'll kill all her guards.
She just kind of says, even that wise, you're wanted all over. I have no way to protect you outside these walls. The moment you're seen, the moment you're seen, the guards will come down at you with all the force of love. Don't worry, my people will find them. And if there is any combat to be had, they'll merely speak your names.
Let's give them a code. What would be a code that Kieran and Sayali would definitely know it was us? Neil?
Back guano.
Yeah, guano.
We weren't there for that. We were trapped in pain.
That's true. I mean, he always says it. Just to be honest.
I mean, that would actually work. Probably. We would both be like, "Oh my god, Neil!"
We'll just
stop."
ask him what the component for fireball is. They'll know.
Tell Kieran that if he doesn't hurry, Serafino will sleep with his mom. He'll come running for sure.
Galadriel looks at you and just goes,
I just look back.
yeah, she's like, you see this, like, she was so self-assured, but then this twinge of just, like, disappointment just washes over her face. Oh. Okay.
That way there need be no unnecessary bloodshed, attempted or otherwise.
She looks towards her guard. Go and find their remaining members and tell them that if they don't reunite, Serafina threatens to fornicate with Kieran's mother. And the drug captain, like, doesn't question it, but there's definitely a look when they, like, bow and they walk out. We see them scratch their head, like, woo! And they start leaving. And Clavia just says, well, seeing as how you've both been marked now, and your friends are going to be coming, how about you get out of those shackles? Oh, I had your gear brought up as well from the prison that you were in. And, like, you see, like, a bag kind of pulled down, and you see your sword and all your gear there as well, and your equipment.
Cool.
Once
I'll
you
take it.
you do. She just kind of says as well, when you're all together and you're ready to go, I can outfit you all for your long journey. It's gonna take you a while to get there, and you'll need provisions. I am, above all things, generous.
Have we been unshackled?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure.
Do you lunge towards the
Bah! No.
Yeah, and as the scene just ends, we hear the sword kind of speak to you in your mind, just say, oh, so good to be back. I knew we would return. It was destined. So hungry.
In my head, I'm just like, we will deal with this later.
That's what you always say, Mom. God, I'm so hungry.
You will have your fair feast of souls soon enough.
And as Kieran and Sayele enter the stone slab, you see the shepherd behind the bar. You see zombies and revenants serving and talking, and some in very, like, revealing garb. This is also a prostitution den. And you see, kind of turning around from the bar as you kind of walk in, Zanzibar there as well. And that's where we're going to close it for today. And we'll have to see where this pact takes you. Nice.
Oh my
Man.
god. Oh, that was
Good game, everyone. Good game.
That was crazy. Oh my goodness.
I love how we're all like individually making pacts and trying to save the others.
Hey, so hear me out. My pact was not that bad. All I did was take the hand of a skeleton and walk off the beaten path.
You don't know what that means. That's why I think
will-
we need to have one person who always makes the pact. So then we'll just know, like, whatever's happening,
path is
so
fucked.
and so is making the pact. And
But hear me out. There's a part of Sayali who is just intrigued enough to go, yeah, I will sacrifice my mortality for this one. He's got a gold chain. He's Pimp Man Supreme.
It's Pimp Skelebones. Nice. Yeah, I was wondering where you guys would have got a few revenues. If Sean had gotten away. It'd be funny to see what would have happened if you would have went to the inn with the outcast. It'd be funny to see what happened there.
That's what I would have went.
Yeah. So nice to see what happened there. But we're going to go on a casting crew so we can find everyone what they thought of it and all that good stuff. Let's start with our returning player.
wow, what a game to return to. I mean, it could have gone so poorly. Not that I think it went super well. We will have to see what bed we have made for ourselves in the coming days. But I was
Several beds.
yeah.
We've made several beds.
We're gonna have to push all the beds together and kind of see how they work. But
Feels and weird threats.
super excited to be back. It was a great game. Thank you so much.
Of course.
You can find me on Twitter at @Tiz_aliens or at Monster Crushing, which is a podcast that I host with another Greyhawk channel member. Bi-weekly podcast. Our next one's coming out tomorrow. And on Wednesday, you can catch me on Scrat channel, Scraticus Academy, for a one-shot where I will be playing the Goblin, Snooderson J. Carnegie, a Paladin Goblin. Very excited.
Nice. Super awesome. Nice, yeah. And yeah, be sure to check out Heaven and all the things that she does and all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you for playing. I really appreciate it. Guess I'll be back. Sean.
Hey everyone, do you like dice camera action? Sure, we all do. Well, in case you didn't know, I run the official Dice Camera Action Wikipedia page on Gamepedia. You can check it out. It's great. And Dice Camera Action will be on again tomorrow, 7 p.m. on the D&D channel. Hey, did you know that I also run a whole bunch of games? On Thursday, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I run Secrets of Castle Greyhawk. So when Pro Restarter mentioned the Dungeon of Castle Greyhawk, I perked up like you wouldn't believe. And I'm very interested to see. Maybe I can somehow smush that into my campaign in some weird way. Right now they're on level 5. And also on the weekends, I run a whole bunch of games on my channel, PowerScore RPG. PowerScore RPG. I'm running Waterdeep, Dragon Heist, Hell's Rebels, the Pathfinder Adventure Path. And then on Sundays, I run Dungeon Academy, where they're getting the Rod of 7 Parts put together, and they're the most emotional group of D&D players I've ever had. There's never been so much crying in D&D in my life. But
Oh, careful now. Crying in D&D is an experience.
Yeah,
Once you
let's not forget my first time playing on the Greyhawk channel, where Grimjack killed my dad and made me cry in the first 5 minutes of the first game.
That was great. I remember.
I've cried more on the Greyhawk channel than I think I knew I could cry. I didn't know I was capable of producing so many tears for anything.
Gonna write that.
I don't cry. I'm Kieran like that.
I've been playing D&D so long that when I started playing, it was a bunch of teenage dudes like farting and eating Cheetos and just being like, I rolled a 22, you know, and like that was D&D. And now it's something completely different. It's so weird. It's fun though. It's good.
That's a drama-filled spectacle of emotions. And
Now it's just people saying, "Do I see her tits?" and rolling 11s.
And
you mean
that's
shouting it
sexy.
threateningly?
That was the most aggressive.
I know. Can we get a clip of that somewhere? Can I get a clip of Heavenly just shrieking? Can I see her nipples?
I was like, yes, no. What do you want me to say? It was great. I loved it. Fucking great. Thank you for playing, Sean. Super great having you as always. And yeah, talk about super great having you, Tommy.
Oh man, that was another episode. I mean, I say it every time. It was an episode. God, I was so stressed out for this episode. I wasn't sure what you were gonna throw at me in terms of this deal I was gonna have to cut. I was like stressed, like good, like anxious. Like I wanted to be here, but at the same time, I was like, oh God, what's gonna happen? Anxious. I'm really glad that as I'm looking at a quest log, we can travel to one location, and it looks like we might be able to tick a couple of them off at once, get that XP. Just pick off 3 or 4 quests and then return and hand them all in. Yeah, God, I can't. I'm looking forward to next week. I loved it. I loved all all the RP moments in this game. I am Imperative Pengu on Twitter. I do tabletop and video game stuff. Follow me on Twitter because I always announce everything. I usually announce everything tabletop RPG related. I always announce everything. Everything else. I am in a lot of games starting this week. Tonight on Grimjack's channel, the newly rebranded Tales from the Grim, at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have our first episode of Lady Blackbird, Wild Blue Yonder. I'm super excited for that. Tomorrow on Pro's channel, we have our first episode of Dungeon World, which I'm also super excited for. And then on Fridays, you can find me back on Tales from the Grim with Grammar in the Dark, a Invisible Sun campaign run by Grant Ellis. You can find all that information on my Twitter. I also run a podcast called At Tabletop Explore. Again, you can find that all on my Twitter. It's the best place to find out all this stuff because it's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Be sure to check out all the stuff Tommy does. Is super great. He's a great role player. Just awesome human. And I'm glad you enjoyed the game. And yeah, get to play with you and be weird, flirty, sad, evil, plotty mom.
Yeah, there was a range of emotions because there was like a sex scene, and then there was the mother, and then there's a lot of emotions going on here. Like this full range.
What I always say is like to fuck up with my players. It's like whenever you're role playing like a flirty scene with a hot woman, just my face. Just imagine my face.
The fact that like you did that with the teeth thing, with the face thing, just like I was like
Trust no fuck.
Towards the end, I was thinking, God, please don't. Before we did the whole illusion thing, I was thinking, please don't let that have been his mom. Please don't let that have been his mom.
No, I'll never go that way. I never go that route. That's a hard no for me.
That might be. I may have found my first like big no.
I may give you weird freaky visions, but they won't be true.
Visions, okay. Like actual out, I may have found my first like real hard no.
You heard it here first.
Beyond the standard hard nose, but like I think I might have found my first personal hard no.
Spiders and mums. So yeah, no, thank you for playing. We appreciate it. And yeah, speaking of awesome, Ray.
So I had a lot of expectations for this episode. The expectations were all very high, and in the sense of something crazy was going to happen. And luckily, not a single one of you disappointed me. All of you have officially done things to make me go, holy shit, what the fuck? Which I am super grateful for, because I always look forward to these games for that reason. I love my little family. I love all my kids I gotta save. From the Queen of Clavdra, but it's fine. You can find me in so many places, but I'm NPC Bree, 2 E's on Twitter. It is the easiest place to keep track of me. I play on Sunday nights here on the Grey Hawk channel. Return to Grey Hawk. I'm here on Mondays, and tonight I am on Comedy of Strahd at Soulbear RPG's Twitch, where we play Comedy of Strahd, the very, very funny game. You can also find me on Thursdays on Encounter Roleplay, where we play Once Upon a Time, which is like Shrek and Brooklyn Nine-Nine had a baby, and it's our mess. And you can also find me this Saturday on Scraticus's channel at 5 p.m. Eastern. This is what I'm very excited for because I'm going to be DMing for the very first time, a one-shot. It will be my first experience DMing ever. I'm so terrified. I'm sweating about it just thinking. It's fine though. So if you want to keep track of all the games I play, just follow me on Twitter. And yeah.
Yeah, be sure to check out Bree and all the awesome stuff she does. Yeah, thank you all. I have been Pro Starter. Catch me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. If you're around tonight at 7 p.m. EST, we are starting our new season on the Pro Starter channel. We are going to be doing Numenera, Requiem for the Silent Shepherds, where we will also be giving away a starter set for Numenera as well. But yes, I'm so hyped for next week to see what you guys do, choose, and all that other stuff in between. But we will see you next week. Let's go decompress. Let's go cry in the corner. And let's go talk about hot skelly dads, I guess. I don't know. Bye!